Whether it's because of their innocence or their extraordinary capacity for faith, throughout time, it seems children have had a closer connection to the spirit world. For 8-year-old Emaleigh Shelt, that connection allowed her to remain calm when a killer storm threatened the lives of her entire family.
Okay, class, today we will be learning math.
Emaleigh Shelt is a pretty unique kid.
1 plus 1 equals 2.
Just ask her mother.
You can tell there's something special about her when you meet her. She's beautiful not only on the outside, but she's very beautiful on the inside.
Take a seat, I'm teaching math.
But don't just take Mom's word for it.
I am 8 years old. I would describe myself pretty, awesome, and amazing. When I grow up, I want to be a teacher.
The precocious third grader lives with her mother and 5-year-old brother Nate in the small town of Harvest, Alabama. But on one spring morning in 2011, her sunny disposition is in direct contrast with the weather outside.
That morning, it was thunderstorms and raining.
The forecast calls for severe weather and possible tornadoes. So Heather decides to send her kids to the safest place she knows, her mother's house.
If a tornado comes, it usually travels like right to the north or to the south of my mom's house. It's never been hit. So I felt that that was the safest place for my kids to be.
I asked if I could go to school, and she said no.
I want to go.
At first, she was kind of mad because she likes to go to school.
I don't know, baby, but I'm going to take it with my mom.
And then she realized that she was going to go spend the day with my mom and my sister, and she got pretty excited about that.
Emaleigh is 8 years old in this life. She has a very old soul. Her soul seems to be happy because everywhere she goes, she's bouncing, jumping, and skipping. She's a blessing.
Despite the bad weather, Heather has to head into town to her job at a restaurant. Meanwhile, Emaleigh and her brother settle in for a fun day with Grandma Carol and their Aunt Nicole.
About 12, I heard the alerts and warnings, but we didn't really pay no mind to them because we always have tornado warnings around there, and we usually just sit there and wait it out because a tornado's never crossed our path.
But over the next few hours, the storm gathers strength.
We've been hearing reports of tornadoes. The cable went off at noon, and we had no more TV time.
When the power went out, I was like, oh, come on. And then I went and got a nap to take my mind off of stuff.
But across town, there's no way for Heather to ignore the worsening storm.
The sky started changing colors, and it looked nasty.
Metro area needs.
I was listening to the radio. That's when I heard that there was a tornado on the ground, and it would be in Harvest in 8 minutes. So I sent my mom a text.
The text said, "You've got 8 minutes till the tornado's there." Well, I live closer to where the tornado's coming from. So she thought I had 8 minutes. I had about 4. I went on the porch to see which way the tornado was coming. I looked up the hill, and it was so dark. I could see it moving from there. I could hear it all around. I was trying to decide where I needed to put the kids. I said, "Okay, God, you need to tell me where you want me to put them at. You need to answer me now."
Coming up.
The house shook back and forth and then side to side like
Emaleigh experiences a heavenly vision.
I realized that it was not a man when I saw his wings.
Carol Sanfratello was babysitting her grandchildren when she discovered that a passing tornado was bearing down. only minutes before the twister hits, Carol prays to God for divine guidance.
About that time, the front door slammed. I questioned, what if we die? What if we get swept away? What will I do then? And I didn't know what to do. I said, all right, I'm putting them in the hallway. You got to protect them.
Nicole, bring in the kids.
My aunt just quick snatched me off the bed and threw me in the hallway. And I was like, what's going on? I mean, you don't ever do that.
I hear this phew, phew, and it's really loud and intense.
The most important thing to me was to get the babies protected, look around and see what I can find to protect them. And all I could find to protect them was me. So I put my big old body over them.
And right as she lay down, wham, it hit. The house shook like back and forth and then side to side like. I was thinking, why is the house moving?
My house was off the foundation. It was actually in the air. And I had a moment of panic because here I am holding the kids down in the hallway and the tornado is lifted in the hallway. And what do I do?
While her grandmother is terrified by the 200-mile-an-hour winds whipping outside the house, Emaleigh is suddenly calmed by a mysterious figure.
He had a white shirt, white pants, and white tennis shoes. I thought that he was a person that I came from down the street to come and help us. I realized that it was not a man when I saw his wings. He said, "Don't worry, Emaleigh, I'm holding your grandmother down. You're not going nowhere." The angel used his hands and wings to cover my grandmother. That way we wouldn't get hurt.
I could not move. I couldn't get up. I could lift my head, but my body would not get up. It was just an energy holding you down.
The angel said to me, "Don't worry, Emaleigh. Anytime you need me, I'm right here, and I will be protecting you." He disappeared, and he was just not there.
As the storm rages on, Emileigh's mom, Heather, fights her way toward her family.
When I'm driving it, it's hard to tell where you are. It's hard to tell where you're going. I noticed that I'm the only person going towards the storm. I was determined to get there.
By the time Heather reaches her mother's neighborhood, the storm has passed. But what she finds makes her fear the worst.
When I first seen the house, the living room, the dining room was gone. The front door wasn't there, and the roof was gone. I remember thinking, they can't be in there. There's no way. And I was afraid I was gonna have to pull my babies out of that house. And I was afraid I was gonna have to bury my whole family that day.
Next, Heather searches for hope amongst the rubble.
Mama, the kids.
Unable to contact her family after a tornado tears through the area, Heather Shelt races to her mother's house, where children, Emaleigh and Nathan, were spending the day. When she arrives, the devastation is so extreme, Heather is convinced that no one has survived.
When I got there, I honestly thought I was gonna find all 4 of them gone, or not there at all, or dead.
But as Heather walks toward the demolished home, a surprise.
I heard her getting out of the van, and I started hollering, "Heather! Heather!" She's hollering, "Mama!" I stood up, hair sticking straight up.
Mama.
Well, here's Heather. Bless her little pea-picking heart.
As soon as I see my mom, I wanted to know, were my babies still there?
The kids.
She said, we're okay, we're fine.
I know. All right.
It was great. It was pure joy. It was as great as the day that they were born.
My nana's house looked like it was really smushed. It was about the size of my little brother. I was just glad that I came out.
Only now does Emaleigh tell her family about what she saw in the storm.
Did you see him?
Emaleigh said, where's the man? And I said, Emaleigh, what man? She goes, the man that was in the house.
Angel.
I said, Emaleigh, there wasn't a man.
I was thinking, what are you talking about? I saw an angel, and I saw him with my own eyes.
I believe Emileigh's story just because she's never told a lie.
I did not see the angel, but I know he was there. You could just feel something like you got goosebumps.
The angel saved my whole family.
Today, Emileigh's family has a stronger appreciation for life and remains thankful for the help they received from above.
We get up every morning and we go through life, and we're blessed. We're blessed to be here. We're blessed to still be a family.
All that matters at the end of the day is that your family's safe. It's amazing. There's no other word for it.
I would like to say to my angel, thank you for protecting me and my family.